The Connexxion public transport company has 100 inspectors in its buses and trams. They issue a total of around 25,000 fines to fare dodgers every year. The inspectors are known as vickers, short for the Dutch words for safety, information and inspection. Marcel Florak is one of them. We used to have small tickets with 3 copies, and they had to be filled in by hand. The passenger got 1 ticket, and the other 2 went to our fines administration department. Gerard Straver and his colleagues at the Connexxion Fines Department process all these tickets. You can guess what happened. Many of the tickets written out in a moving bus were often illegible. So it was a guess whenever we had to record the names and addresses. Tim de Bruin, quality manager at Connexxion, was project leader in the search for an automation company. He found Sigmax.
At
the time, we put out an invitation to tender to approximately 5 parties, some of them with experience with similar applications, and even already marketing them. But still, we got the idea that Sigmax really knew what they were talking about, even though they had no experience in the market. The impression was mainly created because before making us an offer, they asked if they could send a team out to work alongside us. Good morning, tickets please. To see what the job was really like, what the problems were, and how the process in fact were carried out. Sorry, I forgot it. That means you get a ticket. It was very clear to us from the solutions they then offered that they knew what they were talking about. Connexxion was eager to start as soon as possible. Sigmax said that they would succeed and they kept their promise. As solid as the solution has turned out to be, I think that we implemented it within 6 months, going from submitting a package of requirements to the supplier, waiting for their reaction, right up to the pilot. It took less than 6 months. The specifics we need include things like items for our own administration, exactly on which route the fine was issued, which stop along the way. These things we need in order to be able to justify the actions taken. We also want to register the whole time administration and proof that checks were carried out on the routes. We wanted all of this automated. There's a problem with bus 8862. Currently we are using it mainly for control, so that the inspector can easily carry out his administrative work on the street, and so that all the information involved is sent to the central administration. It saves a whole lot of paperwork. We used to have 4 containers for tickets, like this one here, and they were all completely full. They were all fines that were on their way and that we still had to deal with. The people on the road wrote the tickets, and then they had to be sent to us. We were supposed to have them entered into the system within 7 days. That didn't always work out, so we were often lagging behind. People often object to being fined. They regularly sent a letter of protest that had to be filed and kept because the tickets still hadn't come in. But thanks to the new system, we get the tickets in immediately. When we get a complaint or objection to the fine the next day, we can link it immediately to the ticket and reply quickly. In the past, this would go wrong sometimes. The system uses Windows. It's a platform that's widely used all over the world and extremely suitable for business applications. The printer is very user-friendly. The moment the Vic Pocket sends the data on via Bluetooth, it's secured by Sigmax with codes so that third parties can't retrieve it. If you stumble or drop your machine on the ground and the printer bounces about, it isn't damaged. Up till now, we haven't had a single damaged printer. The paper rolls can be replaced very quickly when needed, so that customers don't have to wait. The machine is waterproof, so it's no problem when it's raining. And the longest time I've tested it was for 4 days without recharging the printer, and it still worked well, so no problem there either. When the new public transport chip card comes into use, this will place extra demands on the VIC pocket. The new generation of VIC pockets will be able to read the new chip card. Sigmax has called on the expertise of Magna Carta.
Voor mij is het nauwelijks voorstelbaar dat wij teruggaan.
I can hardly imagine going back to the old paper system. We've quite deliberately opted for this improved system, and it's been well received by our employees. Something very drastic would have to happen at this moment to make us go back to the Stone Age.
Die ons weer terug zouden laten gaan naar het stenen tijdperk.
I worked for 20 years on paper with all its advantages and disadvantages. Now I've worked with the VIC Pocket for a year and it's perfect. As for me, we can work with this for quite some time.